Friends, hello, hope you are well. Let's talk about Digital World acquisition. So, obviously, Digital World acquisition here to merge with Truthsocial, which is Donald Trump's platform that he will be using as a platform to talk, have brand deals, and advertisement that will bring in money. Now, obviously, if you've been keeping up with Truthsocial here, I've been talking about it quite a bit here extensively because there's things going on more and more here. Now, since I have talked about it, not a lot has changed. We're still waiting for the one big thing here, the merger. We're waiting for the merger. And obviously, when I say these kind of things, there's people in here that are just simply here just to troll me because I'm even talking about it. And I get it. And I'm not even in here promoting Trump. I'm just talking about this is just simply investors talk right now. So my argument with this stock right now, as long as the deal is hanging over people's head right now, like an apple above a horse's head, and you're trying to get it, I really think Truthsocial is going to continue to rise here, just on the thought that this is even going to take place here within a year's time. And obviously the deal keeps getting pushed back. Trump keeps getting into these court hearings and fighting for his freedom at this point, and the mainstream media is trying to really just not talk about it. And like I said too, I don't want to say too much because I'll get in trouble here probably, but it's really hard to find truth with Truthsocial right now, and I mean that strictly because when you do read articles, it's obviously written with someone who just generally hates Trump. So, and then when you look at Truthsocial stuff, it's it's big, it's great, it's amazing, and it's Donald Trump language. So you just kind of have to take what you can get here and just go based on that. But in any rate, I do think stocks are creatures of habit, and they do move on a key few things: hype, deals, and FOMO. And just when, look here, I've said this before, but I want people to be aware of this. Just back in March, March of 2022 here, this stock hit almost $100 just on the general thought that it was about to merge. And this is when Digital World was getting really hot. People were talking about it, and it was Digital World acquisition. Digital World and Truthsocial were going to be becoming one, and this is what really pushed up the stock. And this is generally just on hype. Like the deal never even happened. This big movement back then was just strictly because this could potentially happen, and that was back in 2022. So that was a while back here at this point, 2 years ago. But now we could actually be getting closer to a real deal here, and I will not and I cannot give you a timeline because it keeps getting pushed back. So friends, simply what I want to say here, the only truth that I can bring to you here with this deal happening in the stock in general, Digital World acquisition actually becoming Truthsocial, I think this is generally just a situation where you have to take a risk. You have to take a risk, and this is not me telling anybody to put money into this or whatever. I'm just talking to you as a common investor just like yourself. I think being an investor, a lot of the time, it is following breadcrumbs. It is being a detective, and it is watching things that have happened and that could happen and that are formulating right in front of you. So we're seeing movement, big movement on Digital World acquisition right now going into the new year. Obviously, what is next year? It's the election. And Truthsocial here is going to continue to be pushed. If you think Truthsocial is big now in the circuit of right-wing media, you just wait till this coming year, just a few months from now. Things are really going to heat up here. We're talking about our election coming up, and Trump is going to be pushing it 100% as much as he can because he knows the bigger he drives crowds, the bigger crowds he drives to his platform, it's really going to increase ad revenue. It's going to increase people wanting to work with him. And I know there's going to be people on here saying, well, what company want to work with Trump, and what companies? Trust me, there's plenty of blue collar companies that will be begging to be on Truthsocial because they know there's going to be millions and millions of people clicking on it whether they like or hate Trump. So friends, like I said, just talking to you as an investor, I think generally I would not be surprised to see Truthsocial continue to walk up and grab new ground here. And really, you're watching this from a stock that is not bringing in big quarterlies. It's not bringing in massive amounts of money. It's lost money. It is a new company, so yes, we expect it to. But at the same time, this isn't like they're not an AI company. They're not building cars. They're not supplying and demand, meeting demands of something. So it's a very interesting concept that, like I said, I think a lot of this is just FOMO. And if you were to get in at a certain point, you'll make money. And I think people generally just getting into this because they don't want to miss the boat on it. So even when I was making videos back in October about Digital World acquisition here, and I was like, listen, I think it's going to go to 16 to 17. There was people on here, and there were people on here telling me, yeah, well, I could see that. And then there were a lot of people saying like, I'm crazy, I'm a moron, I don't know what I'm talking about. Look, it's December now, and most stocks that are getting sold off at this point, this one is almost at $20, and it hasn't even come out with like an amazing balance sheet or quarterly. I think you get what I'm saying here. So friends, I think Digital World acquisition right now, this is strictly just people don't want to miss the boat, and they don't want to miss the deal, because if this deal does get finalized, it's going to be big. I mean, it's going to be big whether you want it to or not. If you're for Trump or you're not for Trump, either way. But I encourage you as an investor to keep your eye on this. I mean, if you love Trump, this is probably something you're going to be a part of. If you don't love Trump, well, you can make money off of him by betting on his stock. So either way, that's kind of how I think a lot of people are looking at it. And like I said, I just think a lot of this is moving on FOMO, and that's totally fine. You can make a lot of money on FOMO. Friends, I will talk to you soon. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.